I'm so happy to be spending some time with my friends today here on Manifesting Monday. It's been a big week for me. Participated in Wine, Women, and Shoes, and Michelle Murray and Stacy Moody did a lot of work to raise a lot of money for Idaho Youth Ranch and our community, which was really incredible. And we did a shoe contest, and I won best dressed. It was really super fun. And then yesterday and the day before, my King Samson was in his first show, a dressage show. He's come a long way in the last, hi Kathy, year since I saw him, from being a bucking bronco who was scared of life and didn't trust anyone to being this really incredible, majestic, confident, beautiful beast. It's been a really, really, really wonderful week, and I'm extremely grateful. And people will say to me, how is it that you've created this life for yourself? And I do like to share what has worked for me, because life wasn't always so good. Life wasn't always so fun or easy or gentle or grace-filled or supportive or kind. So I've done a lot of personal work to get where I'm at, and then I want to share the tools that have helped me. And today I want to talk to you about a really simple healing practice, excuse me, called Ho'oponopono. And it is a Hawaiian practice, and it was created many, many years ago from the indigenous tribe in Hawaii, the shamans, and they would help people clear their karma, clear the subconscious mind so that they could receive more of what the universe has for them, has for all of us. So there was a woman who really brought this more into mainstream, and I'm probably going to get her name wrong, but I'm going to try anyway. Her name was Morna Nalamuka Simonia. She was a healer, and in 1983, she received a great honor by being designated as a living treasure of Hawaii. So she had a student, one of her most avid students, named Dr. Hugh Len. And he really refined the practice so that we don't need a shaman to participate in this healing practice and to receive the blessings that are available for us. He made it very accessible. And it's a simple process where we repeat the phrases: I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. So Dr. Hugh Len is a doctor, a psychologist, and he was hired to work at a facility at Hawaii State Hospital, overseeing high security unit, where there was a lot of criminally insane people. The people in this institution were murderers, rapists. They did some pretty heinous crimes, and they were considered to be insane. So they were locked into this high security psychiatric facility. And initially, this was a pretty terrible place to be. People were constantly injured. They couldn't maintain the staff there. He was hired to come in and help. And he sat in his office, and he would do Ho'oponopono with these people's files. Things started to shift. Things started to improve. And I thought this was an urban legend, but I found some of his videos on YouTube and started really listening and paying attention to him. So 3 years after working with this practice, the restraints were no longer needed for the people here. Violence ceased to exist. Things started to really shift in a really beautiful way. People improved, people healed, people were moved into non-violent wards. This was all documented and described by people that worked there and that witnessed these changes. So when Dr. Hugh Len was asked, how did you do this? What was this about? He said he didn't do any therapy or counseling with patients. He didn't attend any staff meetings or conferences. He simply practiced Ho'oponopono on a daily basis. And what that means is taking 100% responsibility for everything being experienced by him. So when they said, well, how did this heal them? He said, I didn't heal them. I healed the part of me that created them. This is radical. It really is about taking 100% responsibility for our lives. And until we do, our lives cannot change. I was talking to one of my counselors once who taught spiritual psychology, and he was a really important person in my life. And he goes, well, I can only take responsibility for what I can take responsibility for. What's going on the other side of the world, what's going on in the news, that's not my responsibility. And I said, well, I guess it just depends on how deeply you want to go with personal responsibility. Perhaps the snapshot of what's going on the other side of the planet really is in our psyche as well. And perhaps there's things we can do to heal that. So I started experimenting with Ho'oponopono, and I did find that my life started to shift for the better. And at first it wasn't easy, and it wasn't fun, and it didn't even feel authentic, because I didn't feel like I wanted to take responsibility for the terrible things that had happened to me by virtue of relationships. I've been lied to, I've been betrayed, I've been stolen from, I've been cheated on. I didn't feel like that was my responsibility. But what if it was? What if for a moment I could surrender my attachment to my story and my victimhood and simply try this on to see what happened? And I'm so glad that I did. In certain situations, when I would do Ho'oponopono, I would just repeat the phrases, and whoever's face would come into my mind's eye, I would just imagine connecting with them. And it was often surprising, and sometimes it wasn't. Something interesting happened after I had worked with one person for a while. They actually reached out to me, and they did apologize. They did thank me for being a part of their life and for helping them. And there were other times where I haven't heard from people. But you know what did happen? It felt like the knot in my stomach, the tangled up energy in my heart or my gut started to untangle. I started to feel a greater sense of peace. And I feel like once we do that, life can show up in a more peaceful, graceful, easy way. That was certainly the case for me. I think it really has helped me clean up a lot of my karma. So perhaps you've been in a relationship with somebody and they've done some things that maybe weren't good, and you don't feel like it's your responsibility, but that you were in relationship with them would indicate that there is a certain amount of responsibility, like there was a dance between the two of you. And you can't take care of their side of the road, but you can take care of your side of the road. But when you do this, your life can start to be reflected back to you in a more clean, clear way. So Ho'oponopono is really a practice of constantly cleaning and clearing and realigning with superconscious or spirit, if you will. So we have our conscious mind and we have super conscious mind. This is a way, Ho'oponopono is a way of clearing the content in the subconscious mind. It can clear stuff from, I believe, past lives. It can clear relationships we've had in this life. It can clear things that have happened to us in our childhood. And once the clearing happens, there is a greater flow that occurs from the universe to us. So it can also help clear collective unconscious stuff. There's a lot of things it can clear, and you don't have to know why it works or how it works. All you have to do is do it. And sometimes there's a sense of having to fake it until we make it. Maybe you're saying initially, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you, and you're not feeling anything at all. But there are certain healing qualities that come from uttering these very high vibrational phrases. And eventually, I suspect if you're anything like me, you're going to start to feel and sense a greater peace and more harmony. It's about coming into alignment with our body, mind, and spirit. So life is our responsibility. Our life is our responsibility. In a very literal, radical sense, the entire world is your creation. And if you take complete responsibility for your life, then everything you see, hear, taste, touch, or any way experience is a part of your reality. It's part of your responsibility because it's a part of your life. So if we want to be completely forgiven, we have to forgive. And when we do this, our karma starts to clean off our plate. A lot of people will say, well, why are certain people's lives harder than others? Why is my life so challenging? I think we're all born with a certain amount of karma on our plate. and some have more and some have less. But as we clear that karma, life can start to become lighter and more graceful and more easy. And I really believe that's why my life works pretty well right now with a lot of grace and ease. It's because I've cleaned off a lot of my karmic debris off of my plate. And I think it's available to all of us. We live on a planet of free will and choice, and we can either blame and be a victim, or we can take responsibility. And so the more we take personal responsibility, the better our lives are going to work, the more empowered we will feel, and the more grace we will attract. So my sister Tonda said to me, well, this person did this and that to me, so I don't feel like I want to say this. And I said, well, that's fine if you want to energetically hold their feet to the fire, but if you do that, your feet are the ones that are going to get burned. She goes, that's a good point. Maybe I'll just try this and see how I feel. And she did say that she started to experience some relief. Another piece of the puzzle that's really important with this is just imagining doing this form within ourselves for our inner children, the inner child that experienced some things that were maybe hard and bad and challenging. And just being able to say to your inner child, hi, Timothy, how are you, brother? I'm sorry. I'm sorry I didn't know how to take better care of you. I'm sorry these things happened to you. Please forgive me for not being able to hold you and defend you and protect you and support you better. And for me personally, I spend a little more time with thank you, I love you. So I'll say, I'm sorry, please forgive me. But I spend a lot more time at this point saying thank you, I love you. Thank you, I love you. These two phrases are probably the highest vibrational phrases we have available to us as human beings on planet Earth. So if we can say this, form within ourselves for and other people, and receive this from spirit, thank you, I love you, appreciation and gratitude can really profoundly heal us from the inside out. And as we do this again, the reflection that is our lives tends to shift in really beautiful ways that perhaps are very unexpected. My life is really unexpected right now, but it is sweet, and it's gentle, and it's graceful, and it's easy. And I really know if I hadn't taken responsibility for my life, I wouldn't be where I'm at. So again, this is a really, really simple thing that you can do. And perhaps, again, you may have some resistance. Perhaps it doesn't feel authentic when you first start to participate in it. But I would say just give it a try and see how you start to feel and see how things start to show up in your life. Dr. Hugh Lin has a really nice quote here. The purpose of life is to be restored back to love. To fulfill this purpose, we must acknowledge that we're 100% responsibility for creating our lives the way they are. We must come to see that it is in our thoughts that create our lives from moment to moment. The problems are not the people, the places, and the situations, but rather the thoughts of them. We must come in to appreciate that there is no such thing as out there. As we pull our energy back, speak love and receive love. As we forgive, we are forgiven. As we relax and align into this place of being forgiven, appreciation, and love, we simply feel more at home within ourselves. We feel more aligned with love, with the universe. And when this happens, miracles are inevitable. Life will start to work with more grace and ease and gentleness. Surprising support can show up from nature, from other people. The reflection of your life will simply be cleaner, clearer, more pleasant, more graceful, more easy. And that's personally how I want to live my life. I'd be very interested in knowing if that's how you want to live your life. And, you know, it comes back to that phrase, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? I spent a lot of years really fighting for my position and being right. But what I found was it wasn't moving me closer to any of the goals I had for myself. And it certainly wasn't supporting me in being happy or healthy. So to be able to get off our position and to be able to simply forgive, to simply be in our gratitude and love, that's how we attract and receive forgiveness, gratitude, and love. And I think all of us deserve it, but we live on a planet of free will and choice. And we can either, again, argue for what's happened to us that's been bad and wrong, or we can say, you know what, I've apparently got a lot of karma on my plate to clean up, and I'm here to do it, and I'm taking responsibility. And the more you do it, the better you will feel. Thanks, Bob, Carrie. It's really great to see you here. And I want this for you. I want a life that feels very gentle and loving and supportive and kind and graceful and gracious and easy and prosperous. I want that for you. And again, you deserve it. You are, yes, Jesus did it. He took 100% responsibility and did share some really beautiful messages about how we could do this for ourselves. And again, I want to share what's worked for me. This is one of the pieces of the puzzle. This is one of the tools in my toolbox that I use that have brought a lot of grace and peace into my life and harmony. And I still participate in it. At this point, I don't feel like there's anybody that I'm angry with. There's nobody that I haven't forgiven. But I feel it's a way of maintaining the cleaning of the subconscious mind and perhaps participating in the cleaning of mass consciousness. So I would be interested in knowing what comes up for you if you participate in this. And right now, I'm just going to go through the phrases again very simply. And I invite you to close your eyes and just settle your awareness in your heart, if that resonates for you, and just see how you feel. See what comes up for you. Who shows up in your mind's eye? Is it particular people from your past? Is it your inner child? There is no wrong way of doing this. There is no shoulding on ourselves here. So why don't you just go ahead and take a nice, deep, healing, cleansing breath and allow my words to become your words. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. 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 I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. To me, this is a simple, beautiful, easy way of coming back to my heart and allowing the musings of my monkey mind and the chaos to just relax and subside and come into center. The more we do this, again, the more gentle life can be with us, the more we can receive the grace that is pouring down on us all the time. It's a way of, again, coming into a beautiful posture, coming into a place of centeredness and humility and receptivity. And again, a very powerful way of aligning with that something greater. And I really believe the universe is pouring down their blessings, pouring down its blessings on us 24/7, every moment of every hour, every second of every moment. But we need to be in the right posture and alignment to be able to receive the love and the grace, the support that is here for each and every single one of us. So I hope this is a tool that you can play with, work with, experiment with, and see, again, how it makes you feel and how maybe life starts to shift and transform and show up for you. I want to continue the conversation with you and know that I'm here to support you as well with your prayer requests or thoughts or feelings or just a conversation. I think we're on this journey together. And it's an incredible honor and a pleasure and a privilege. And so, yes, please be in touch and let me know your thoughts and feelings about this practice and how you're just doing with life. And be gentle with yourself. Express appreciation for and within yourself. Maybe say these phrases in the mirror to yourself. You know, sorry for not taking better, more loving care. Ask for your own forgiveness and receive your own love and gratitude. It's a really beautiful way, again, of raising our vibration, and water finds its own level. So as we take responsibility for that, it is inevitable that life will start to show up in a more, again, beautiful, graceful, easy, gentle way. Kira, so wonderful to see here. Thank you. I love you. Thank you. I love you. I thank you. I love you. So again, to my friends, thank you for allowing me to be a part of your day. I feel incredibly grateful and blessed to be able to connect with you, and honored that you're just allowing this time together. So again, know that you're in my heart, my meditations, my prayers, and I invite you just to be in touch with me either through email or on the thread here, or private message me, or you can go to my website, Tammy V PhD, and be in touch with me there. So lots of different ways to connect. So take good, gentle care of yourself, and thank you. I love you. God bless you. Bye for now.